let's go. It's all about punk show with DJ Iggy Punks on RTM FM or FSK Radio or Radio Frats or somewhere where you are listening to this. Thank you for doing this. And if today is April and it's, I guess it should be April 3rd, 2025, you are listening to RTM FM probably. And this is kind of a special show. I don't know. I don't know if you was listening to my previous episodes, like the previous one or two, you probably heard that I was planning to go to Japan, and now I'm back, and this will be a show about some crazy Japanese punk music, mostly the bands which I have seen in the recent time live, but not all of them, of course. Many of them are dead who are, or not active, who have been playing today. But yeah, and it was a really nice time, and I really kind of fell in love in this country. It's really strange place, and it's really funny place, and it's really cool place. Yeah, I don't know. I need to understand what I will going to tell you, and I will just play some old Japanese punk music before I'll start to tell you something more about my trip. I don't know if you're interested in this or not. Anyway, you don't have any other option, so turn on this radio show or continue listening to this. And you can just hear the song, and it was the band, the STALIN, with a song which I wouldn't pronounce in my life because it's in Japanese, and I didn't try to at least transliterate it for some reason. I don't know. I should have been done this. It's called Roman Chisuto. I don't know if my help with some online translator helped me well, but yeah, it's from the song from the release called Stop Jab. It's a band from Fukushima. It was a band from Fukushima, formed in 1982, and this release came out on Climax Records. And yeah, it was a Japanese punk band formed by Michiru Endo in 1980, and their first incarnation of the band lasted until 1985. Endo formed other related group, including Video Stalin and Stalin. After the death of frontman Michiro, the band is continued by Yun Inui, with various guest players and vocalists. A little bit story about this band. But yeah, I will continue, as I've said, with some older punk tunes I like from Japan. And the next song will be Wakame by the band The Comes, from their release called No Sight. It's a band from Tokyo and formed also in early 80s, and this is from 1983. It was released on Dogma Records and City Rocker Records, and it was reissued on wonderful Davidos and Moose Records in 2019, so it's a great opportunity to listen to this again, and I really love the Comes, and I'm really happy that I found a vinyl, actually this vinyl. It was also reissue. So here is a song Wakame by the Comes.
Scream, cartel body, covered with box. Tapping, lady, daddy, and even marionette. Desgonita screams, Desgonita screams, Desgonita screams, scream.
So, and I'm back, my dear punk, and you used to listen to It's All Punk show on RTM FM or somewhere else, and you have just heard a song that was pressing on by the band GAUZE from their release called Equalize and DISTURD. This is a band from Tokyo. This came out in 1986 on Selfish Records, and it's also a band from Tokyo from early 80s. It was formed in 1981, and kind of a ultra cult band, I think, and it's the band what I associate Japan with, maybe the first band I keep in my will come in mind when I'm thinking about Japanese music, at least for me. And before that was also a great old band called G.I.S.M with the song Death, Agonies and Screams from the release called Detestation. This is a band from Tokyo. This came out in 1983 on Dogma Records and was reissued on Relapse Records in 2020. Also the band from early 80s, as you can understand. I will, as I already told you, this is a Japanese punk special episode because I've been in Japan, the place of cherry blossoms, and I was visiting it during cherry blossoms, and it was really beautiful, I should say, even though like there are many of these trees here in Hamburg, and in Berlin is even more, I guess, but it's like really crazy cool to see it there. It wasn't on purpose. I actually was like celebrating my birthday. I turned 35, and I couldn't imagine a better place to do this. I had a lot of fun. I was singing karaoke into my birthday, actually. Some old songs I don't really remember after drinking maybe too much beers. And went to a wrestling show, but maybe I will tell you it later. And my trip was started in Osaka, and it's like a really crazy old futuristic city, I must say. It's like you imagine future as being there in 1990s or something, and but it's state, and it's still kind of futuristic, but everything is a little bit older, and I fell in love with Osaka, I must say. But it's maybe hard to tell which city I like the most. But yeah, we just came to Osaka, and the first place we went to the legendary Number Bears to see M.A.Z.E and KRIEGSHÖG playing, and also they were playing another bands like DISTURD and FEROCIOUS X, and I will play some of them. And the next song will be by KRIEGSHÖG, P.S.M, from the release called Love and Revenge. This is a band from Tokyo, and this is came out in April 2024 on Levidas and M.A.Z.E Records. And good news for you, my dear punk from Scandinavia. This band will be touring Scandinavia this summer, and they also play in K-Town Hardcore Fest, and I'm really, really excited to see them live again. And I've seen them live in Japan, and it was so fucking crazy, and I really want to see them one more time. So here is the song PSM by KRIEGSHÖG.
So
Hey, and I'm back, my dear punk, and you're still listening to Solo Punk Show on RTM.FM or FSK Radio or Radio Frats. Thank you for doing this. And you have just heard a song which I can pronounce, I guess. It's called Uganda Chitusuyo by the band UNARM from the release called The Voice from Forced Silence. It's a band from Tokyo, and this came out in June 2018. It was self-released and also came out on the wonderful Adult Crush from Copenhagen. And this band, which I haven't seen in Japan, but I have seen them playing at K-Town Hardcore Fest many years ago. Not so many, 2018, I guess. It was one of my first K-Town Hardcore Fests. Still active, and I would love to see them live again. And before that was World of Skit by the band Ferocious X from the release called World of Skit Split with the Sistema and Decadencia. This is a band from Osaka, and this release came out in 2019 on Hardcore Victim, and they played together with KRIEGSHÖG and M.A.Z.E and DISTURD, which was the song before. It was the band before with the song Master from the Split with Vogue. This is a band from Kobe, and this is come out in December 2023 on Kick Rock Records. And I also had a chance to be in Kobe for one day, and it's also a really beautiful place, and with really cool nature and a really nice harbor. So if you have a chance to come there, go there. And I will continue with the music or telling you something. I also, when I was in Osaka, I had a chance to visit KAGAMI and his beautiful great punk and destroy records. It's a really small records shop which has really great punk records. And I will play one song from his own label called Mouse Records, and the band called OOPS, and the song called, I'm trying to read it, Abikobe Foresuto. This is from the demo release, and this is the band from Osaka, and this release came out in June 2022 on Mouse Records. Check this out, and check Punk and Destroy Records record shop out. It's, as I said, really a great record shop, and cheers to Kazo. Hope to see you again. Here's a song. Hey, and I'm back, my dear punk. You still listen to It's All About Punk show on RTM FM. And Nico just heard a song. It was Too Sad to Be Alone by the band Fuck on the Beach from their release, which I'm not able to pronounce. It's a band from Tokyo, and this came out in 2005 on Killed by Fast Records, La Calia Project, Pisces Records, Laia Records, and Regurgitated Semen Records. And I've seen this band live in Tokyo. They played together with FLIPOUT AA and GEVABOW, which you have heard before, and they were supporting M.A.Z.E on their tour through Japan. And the song before was Full On Reckless Run. It's a band by the band called FLIPOUT AA from their release, which I can't pronounce right now. It's a band from Tokyo, and this came out in 2012 on Crew for Life Records, and it's a really great live band with they also use some really weird instruments, and they're really energetic. And guess the basis of the band, he's also an owner of the place called Moonstep Nakano, where this show happened, and it was a really cool place, and I had fun chatting with people. And one of the bands I really enjoyed the most during the show, it was GEVABOW, with a song which I played before. It was Scrabble by GEVABOW from their new EP. This band from Tokyo. This came out in 2018 on 7 inches. It was self-released, and it was also came out on Hardcore Detonation on cassettes. And cheers to people from GEVABOW. We've seen each other a few weeks later on the other show, and we did a lot of shows. And I don't know, everybody doing the different things in Japan. I was enjoying nature and enjoying punk music, and I'm really fascinated a little bit about Japanese punk, and I tried to see as much as I can, and I've seen a lot of great shows. And I don't know, I'm kind of losing what I want to tell, and how many songs I have. I will continue with the music, and the next song will be by Human Brain by the great M.A.Z.E, and from the release. It's a compilation, came out on Under the Gun Records. It's a compilation of their first and second releases, which came out on Lumpy Records. And this band from Tokyo, this came out in 2022. And they were playing together with Soup Activists in Tokyo and Kidder and Madamloss. It was a really cool show, and I was really dreaming to see M.A.Z.E live, and it was so sweet band. The guitarist, I guess, and the singer, they have a daughter together, and she's doing her stuff, playing her stuff, and sometimes going on the stage while their parents are playing punk music, and it's so sweet, and it was so cool to see them performing live. So cheers to you people. Here is a song, Human Brain by the band M.A.Z.E.
Just made a
私の顔変わってるお前の顔も変わってるよわかるわかるわかるよわかるよそれわかるよその話わかるわかる面白いね本当に面白いすごい私の顔変わってる私の顔変わってるお前の顔も変わってるよ
I'm back, my dear punk, and you're still listening to It's All a Punk Show with DJ Iggy Punks on RTM FM, and it's still a special episode about Japanese punk and not only punk music. And if you just heard a song, it was Oddly with the song Alligator from the release called Swerve. This is a band from Kyoto. And this release came out in February 2025 on M.A.Z.E Records, and I've seen this band occasionally in Kyoto. They were supporting Los Pepes at Club Metro, and actually just occasionally came to the show because I was visiting the Great Pop Pizza a cafe, and in Kyoto it's a small place with pizza, beer, and vinyls, and shows happening there, and we were looking for some shows, and they sent us to this great show of Los Pepes and Oddly, and really nice band. Before that song, you have heard another song which is called Watashi no Kao Kawateru. by the band or project called MADAMLOSS. It's a really weird band and really interesting band, by the way. So it's like literally the drummer, she's like playing drums and singing songs together with another person who is playing synthesizer. I don't know, it was like really interesting and really fun. And before that was a really cool band. I guess I just like fell in love with this band. It's called Kidder, with the song Detective from the release called Ki-002. It's a band from Tokyo. This release came out on 2024 on like a full records. And it's a really crazy no-wave post-punk band with some kind of Fugazi attitude. I don't know. I had this kind of feeling. And they are really crazy musicians, I must say. It was really interesting to see them. And they all, not oddly, but MADAMLOSS, Kidder and M.A.Z.E, were supporting super activists. So cheers to super activists. We chat a little bit. I don't know if you remember Iggy and Maria. We were there. It was really fun to meet you, and I'm a big fan. I will continue with the music. I have a lot of songs, and the next song will be... It should have been a band called Takakura Ken. Really great hardcore power violence band, but I haven't found any songs online. I guess it's an idea, I don't know, but and that's why I'm really sad I didn't buy a CD or something from you guys. I don't know if you listen to this, but it was really crazy, amazing show. They were supporting. They're playing together with another great band, which I really fell in love. Also called Negative Sun. It was a special song, a special kind of show. They were Negative Sun, and I forgot what's the another part of the band was called. Anyway, I will play a song Thankless by the band Negative Sun from their release called Menti Side. This is a band from Tokyo. This release came out in November 2024. It was self-released. And here it is.
You feel that way.
I
I'm back, Media Punk, and you're listening to a solo punk show, DJ Iggy Punks on RTM FM, and it's the end of the show. I have some more music to play today, but I'm actually out of time already. And you have just heard a song. It was a recession by the band KAGAMI. Before from the release called KAGAMI, it's a band from Tokyo, and this is came out in August 24 in record shop M.A.Z.E, and Advanced Perspective, and Rise in Voltage, and Brain Rotter Records. And it was also one of the best records from the last year for me. And before that was Blast by the band Tamaki from their EP. This band from Tokyo and Hiroshima. This came out in December 2023. Was self-released, a really crazy band. I would love to see them live, but I didn't. And before that was one of my highlights. I really wanted to see Melt Banana, even though they're touring a lot in Europe. But I haven't seen them live yet, and I've seen them live in their hometown in Tokyo. So it was Melt Banana with the song The Hive from their release called Fetch. They're from Tokyo, as I said, and this is in 2013 on M.A.Z.E Records. And I don't know, I don't have much time, and I have a last song for you. Before I play this song, I want to say, I want to send greetings to all the people I've met in Japan. It was really cool to meet you people. Special greetings to Punk and Destroy in Osaka, Record Shop Base and Anxiety Records in Tokyo. Cheers to Pop Pizza in Kyoto. Cheers to Nishi, thanks for meeting with us. And greetings to Marco from Musikversorgung from Vienna. It was really fun to meet you in Tokyo and see you soon in Vienna. Greetings to Subactivists and GEVABOW and DEATHRO and Kohai. Oh yeah, and of course, cheers to Sex Shop Boys out of Barcelona, who we've met in Tokyo after one gig. I don't remember really which one. It was really nice to hang out and hope to meet you in Barcelona soon. I will definitely come to Barcelona this year, I hope, again, if greetings from Barcelona will happen, or just so. The last song will be... if you have questions about the show or any other previous show, send me email on itsallpunkshow@gmail.com, where I will find it. Leave your comments, tell your friends if you like the show or not. And the last one will be Highway by the band DEATHRO from the 7-inch called Highway or in Wrong Way. It's a band from Kanagawa Prefecture, and this came out in 2024 on Info Black Hole, really great record label. And it was really cool to see DEATHRO live, so cheers to you. We've chatted a little bit. I don't know if you remember us or not. It was really cool, and I'm really obsessed with this music. And it was really fun. I don't know, I have next show soon, and I will tell you about some new releases which I missed or you missed. Bye-bye. We'll hear us next time. Here's Highway by DEATHRO.
答えに言葉を詰まらせても俺しか選べないこのジャンクション瞑想をだと誰かに言われても迷いためらうことさえもまずくに熱く甘く没頭する愛のハイウェイ青く冷めたら視線を振り切って熱く甘く没頭する愛のハイウェイ青く冷めたら視線追い越そう例えば一だけ笑っても地図はないゴールを求めてる理由のないこの旅路が This is my life 熱く甘く僕